Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the Wasteland. Instacone15 here, and I'm going to talk about something, kind of what I don't usually do, and that's going to be about multiplayer. And it's not something I usually do, but fuck it. I want to talk about it, so here we go. Basically, on the new map pack, for COD Ghosts, there was, a remake of the MW2 map, Scrapyard. And that it's still the most fun map in this new DLC. I really like the Bayview map too. I don't really care for the other. I can't even remember the map's name. It's like I can't remember. It's the one with the truck in the middle. I don't really care for that map. And Fog is the Michael Myers thing is cool, but I think the map's a little too crowded. I don't like the way Fog plays particularly, but I really like Bayview, and I really like the Scrapyard remake. And this brings up the point, what other maps, from old Infinity Ward games should they bring over to Ghosts? Because there's a lot of ideas here. And I have 5 that just come to mind. Now, as some of you may know, I am not Infinity Ward's biggest fan because I don't like the mechanics of their game in particular. But I do like a lot of the maps. I just didn't like the mechanics of the game, like I said. They produce some of the best maps in COD history over their games. So, I'll just get it started with the maps I would really like to see. Carnival from MW2, which was a DLC map from the care package, they called it. It's not in the standard MW2 game, it is a DLC map, but what I really loved about this one was it had a lot of good mid-range game, had some long-range game to it, like on the roller coaster and stuff, but it also had a lot of really cool close-quarter stuff with the funhouse and everything like that, and it's just got a very cool feel. The abandoned carnival is just a nice atmosphere to work off with, and the thing is, they've been reskinning these maps to go with different themes, but I think if they bring Carnival back, they have to just stay with the Carnival theme. You can update it, maybe, update the way the map looks, but keep it a Carnival theme, because that's the way the map looks the absolute best. The second map is Arcaden, which was from MW3, and that was a very good map. It takes place in a German shopping mall, if you remember. And the reason I always love this one was because there's a lot of really good close quarter stuff going on inside the mall, but on the edges of the map, there's a lot of really, really good lines of sight for sniping and everything. It was one of my favorite MW3 maps, and I would really like to see what they could do, because it's weird in this game. The Infinity Ward games, like all the other ones, I really like the maps, I just didn't like the mechanics. I love the mechanics in Ghosts. I think the hit detection's beautiful. I like a lot of the guns. I like the kill streaks. It might be my favorite game as far as multiplayer is concerned. Like, I just love the way it flows, but I don't dig the maps that much. I think they have some okay ones, but it's weird like that. So if they could bring over some of these maps, that would be great. It would balance it out. I would just really like to see what they could do with that. The third one I'm going to talk about is Skid Row from MW2. Now, this was a fan favorite in the game, and it's one of the most unique COD maps ever, because you're basically in the inner city in the projects, and there's 2 or 3 apartment buildings. You go from place to place. You can go to like several floors of these apartment buildings, and it creates this very weird but very good map. There's a lot of really good long range stuff. Like it's definitely a sniper's map, but at the same time, if you want to stay inside the apartments, there's a lot of good submachine gun, shotgun, rush gameplay too, within those maps. So I think Skid Row would fit Ghost so well. That's one of the number 1 maps I'd love to see in there. Number 4 is a complete throwback. Would be really old school. Would be Block from COD 4. Pretty much all the COD 4 maps were brought over in MW2 for a remake, but this one wasn't. And this one's basically, it's very simple. It's just 2 buildings, from side to side to each other, and just kind of a field in the middle bit with a little bit of cover. It takes place in Chernobyl and everything. And this one, it's very simple, but it is a very old fan favorite, and I think that people would really give it a new look, you know what I mean? I think that people would really like this, just for the real old school fans, that this would be a nice little tribute there. And the last one I want to talk about is Hard Hat from MW3. A lot of people, there's a lot of really good maps in MW3. A lot of people would say Underground in that category. I would have said Dome too, but Strike Zone is pretty much Dome if you look at it, so there'd be really no point in doing that. But Hard Hat was, the construction site, and that one I really, really like. One, for the look, and the other, for the reasons for a lot of these other maps too, where you have that long range game, you have a very good mid-range game too, and you also have some really good submachine gun stuff once you get into the pipes and into the construction equipment and stuff. It was a really fun domination map. I'd love to play some of the new game modes, particularly. I would love to see what Cranked would be like on Hard Hat. So those are the maps I'd really like to see. I mean, there's other ones that come to mind. I'd really, that'd be kind of cool. Just off the top of my head, Chinatown from COD 4 would be cool. Favela would be pretty kick-ass for MW2. They've already done Terminal in MW3, so I don't think they'd be doing that again. I'd love that, though. But, these are just the 5 that come to mind. So, I want to know in the comments what you guys would want to see. What old Infinity Ward maps would you really like to see in Ghosts? Because I'm telling you right now, I would love to just see, an entire Infinity... If MW3 had Ghost mechanics, it would be my favorite COD of all time, hands down. Even without zombies, I really do enjoy Ghosts in the way it plays. Just give me some maps that are just a little better, and it makes me really, really happy. So, thanks for watching. Like I said, tell me what maps you want to see in the comments, and peace out.